Taurus, born April 20th to May 20th, what can you expect for the month of March 2017? Let's tune in and find out. So there's some of you that are being reshaped or pushed around or are feeling a little bit like out of sorts or messed with, whether it's by life or by circumstances that are happening with friends or family. I feel like you're going to get some relief this month. I feel like there's going to be an opening for you to be able to kind of get your needs met in a new way. There's also an opportunity for you to be able to feel more connected to what it is that you want. And I also feel like you'll have a better opportunity or more opportunity for you to actually state that, to say it, and be able to get other people to be able to hear what you're asking for in a way that's going to support you. For some of you too, I have a lot of pain in my hands. And a lot of times for me, that just means like there's, you're either like working so hard to kind of like manipulate a situation or to get things to work out that it's just kind of like a blocked energy feeling, just like you're doing everything you can. And when I feel that, I always want to say, part of what there is to do is to not do it yourself and to let other people help you and to be able to go to the universe and say, you know what, I need some help with this. Bring the right people along, bring productive people along that I can count on that can support me. So if you're feeling like you're doing it all, put a call to the universe and say, bring me helpers, right? And then make sure that you step aside, Taurus, and let them help. And that you don't, because sometimes Taurus, you guys can be really bent on it being a very specific way in a very specific manner. And while that's good, you also don't want to chase off somebody who can do, help take some of that burden off your back. So just be aware there's a fine line there. Okay, so let's look at your relationships. For those of you that are in a committed, loving relationship, romantic relationship, let's see what March has in store for you. So there's more opportunity, I think, in March, Taurus, for you guys to kind of run away and just get away. Unless that means run away from the relationship like it's driving you crazy and you just need a break in the relationship. It might be that too. Sometimes it's self-preservation. Doesn't mean you actually want to leave the relationship, but you really need some breathing room just for your own sanity. And this month, if you need that, take it. It's about finding the balance for you so that you can be a better partner. And sometimes to be a better partner, we need some alone time for ourselves and need to take time and take care of ourselves. So keep that in mind if you're in a romantic relationship. Now, for those of you that are single Tauruses and are interested in what your relationship could look like for the month of March, let's see what's in store for you. You can really expect some doors to be open that weren't opened before. So whether that means you yourself are ready for a relationship or whether somebody that you're interested in opens the door for you, but there's a door open for you to have a romantic connection this month. Now, some of the things that are may show up around you may require you to step forward and say, hey, this is what I want, put my best foot forward, and see where it goes. This is the month for you to be able to kind of like make a decision within yourself that that's what you want to do. Now, if you're somebody who's not quite ready for the relationship, I wouldn't push it. This is not a month to have to force yourself to do something. So if you're not feeling it, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Use self-love, take care of yourself, use the energy to feel restored and nurtured, and the time will happen when it's meant to happen, okay? So the bottom line there is don't push. There will be a door that's opened, but it's up to you to kind of like feel that connection, whether or not you want to go through that door and whether or not you want to pursue it, if the person's right or not, right? So it does feel like there's opportunity for you to meet and make new connections and to have new friendships. And for some of you, it just starts with friendships. And having friendships is going to then make you feel a little safer And so it may be just that you're introduced to new friends this month as opposed to lovers, and that feels really fine. And then that could turn eventually into something more. So don't turn down a date for coffee if you're interested, and maybe down the road, you know what, this might be somebody I could date or see myself in the future with. Okay, so let's move forward and let's look at your money for all you Taurus out there. What can you expect for the month of March? So I feel like there's something for some that you guys are really interested in buying, that you're interested in paying for, that, and it feels like that hopes, dreams, and wishes, and I feel like you may be able to get a good price for it, and I feel like you could bring or pull the money together. So whether you're buying a house or buying a new car, or buying an education, buying a business, they're showing me that the money is there for it. So that's good. So whatever it is that you want, you'll be able to get the money for it. There's also a sense of wherever you have I feel like your money is safe. I feel like that there is a part of you that's very responsible in being able to take care of your money. So you need to be able to it's always good to double check that and to be able to make sure that it still works. So there is some adjustment or some opportunity for you to be able to look around and to see, is this still the best bang for my buck? Should I keep it here? I think there may be new things that you may find or discover this month where you might find your money's better served. So pay attention if that comes across, check it out, and then value it against what you're already using. So anything else about money for them? Yeah, you guys, Taurus also have a great sensitivity to how to make money. You guys really know, you have a great, most Taurians, right, have a great work ethic and know what to do to produce results and get people to kind of pull together and be able to give you what you want. So there's very good value, and you know how to set a good value on yourself. So some of you may have an opportunity this month to reevaluate your work situations, reevaluate your partnerships, so that you're not choking. Because right now I'm really choking, and it's connected to partnerships that are draining for you, situations that are financially impairing you, individuals who are sucking you dry or taking too much from you. You know, because you work so hard and you give so much, you may be carrying people too long. You know, you may have a son or daughter who's 30 years old and you're still giving them money and they've been out of college for 5 years, right? So it's it's fine if you have it, but if it's taking its toll on you, then you need to make arrangements to not do that. So this is about noticing the balance with money and your health, because health is coming up as well. Wow, and it's all right in the throat chakra. And it may be that you're the one who's receiving money from your children and you don't want to take money from them, right? Nobody likes to be in that position. But sometimes we're just asked to kind of surrender and let go and let other people care for us and allow the money to come into us. So if you're in that situation and your son or daughter is helping you or a family member is helping you and you need it, whether you're out of work or you're on a fixed income and you just can't afford it anymore, let it come in. It's okay. You just need to figure out the balance and the restriction that's going on for you. You know, do I restrict and not give them money, or do I need to receive the money? So there's a correlation this month with your health and with your money. So don't work too hard, run yourself into the ground, right? That's a bad thing. And don't slack off and not be able to pay your bills, right? So you're being asked this month to find the balance between your work and your health. And the universe is going to work with you to help you do that. So keep in mind, Taurus, that there's a lot of opportunities and ways in which things can change for you and for the better, okay? For the better. This is always for the better. Now, let's see if there's anything else for you. We do have a full moon, March 12th in Virgo. And so for this full moon, you might specifically see for yourself something that you have worked very hard on, that you get achieved. Also, some of you who've lost some objects, you might find those objects is just coming in around March 12th. And I'm also having this very intense headache. So for some of you, it could also mean that there's some difficulty around that time period, around that date. So I would leave some room on either side of that full moon on March 12th for the unexpected, right? Now we did have a solar eclipse February 26th in Pisces, and they generally take a full 30 days beyond that. So until March 26th, there could be some new things that show up. But generally, this is at the end of that particular series of eclipse. This is the end of that series of eclipse, which was for 2 years. So most likely it's not something new, but for some of you, it could be a loved one that's lingering. Their ill health is lingering, and you might find that they might pass around that time period. Some of you, you may have just lost someone around the new moon eclipse changes around the 26th date, right? So there's a lot of times those eclipses help bring about changes that are needed, or in this case, help a soul release from a difficult situation. Now, there is a new moon March 28th in Aries, and this, I feel like that has a lot of energy. Like for you guys, for you Taurus, it feels like there's a lot of energy and movement moving forward. So if there's been something that's been sort of stuck for you, that by the end of the month, there'll be another opportunity for you to push. Everything's kind of like open right now for you to move forward with. So it's a really good time period to keep moving forward. The only thing I would hesitate on would be if there's something that you're not quite right with yourself, you want to make sure that you're right with whatever it is you're putting out there or the actions that you're going to take. Because you, Taurus, are such a grounded connection with the earth, in order for you to manifest, you have to be kind of like all on board. So if you're sort of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or you're kind of like a wait and see attitude, you won't have as good a results as if you're like all on board with an idea. So just know it takes you, Taurus, all on board to get things done. If a Taurus is kind of like holding back, that's like an anchor that's dragging, because you guys have such strong earth energy, which is what we need to manifest things. And if you're holding back, the project or the idea or the situation is going to hold back. So just know that's how much power you guys have in the world. I mean, you're really great manifestors. So keep that in mind. And this month is no different. There's a lot of opportunity for you to manifest, to get things done, to move forward, to be diligent, to see growth that you are wanting to see growth in your work, your career, your personal ideas of what self-care is, your own health, your own romance. So there's a lot of traction that you have this month to get going, to get moving. And the only thing that would stop you is you, your indecision, your fear, your conversation. I think there's a lot of people around you that you know, Taurus are such great people. You attract really powerful individuals who are also very grounded, practical, smart, right? And then you have the extreme of the creative, the air signs, right? Who are very creative and who are there to help you and support you. And I really feel like there's a great symbiotic energy this month for you to be able to pick other people's brains, to get your questions answered, so you can feel good about what it is that you're doing, so you can finalize those ideas or details or things that you're on the fence about. So if you're on the fence about something, go seek help this month. You'll get the answers you need so that you can be all in to really make March a productive month. All right, Taurus, have an amazing month. It feels like it's all in your hands to be able to get creative and to get things done. It's just up to you making the decision to do it. And if you don't feel comfortable, there's support around you who can help you get your questions answered so you can make the decision whether or not it's good for you. All right, have an amazing month. Thank you. If you like my intuitive astrology, please click like, share it with your friends, and I look forward to connecting with you again next month.